everybody, welcome to a history-making edition of Panini Unwrapped. Two extremely special guests from the Texas Rangers, Cole Hamels Mike Napoli, and I am Tracy Hackler. Tough crowd. It's just like my house. So anyway, these guys are nice enough to take some time out of their day to come sign some autographs for National Treasures. I think you guys signed for one of our highest end baseball products. We have a studio audience of just rapt Rangers fans, and rapt in that they're yes. Hi. First of all, both guys are World Series champions, multiple World Series appearances, and want to kind of start about facial hair. Because you guys are immaculately bearded. So for anybody watching and for anybody in the crowd that might want some tips on how to grow their own magnificent beard, what are the secrets?
I mean, you either have it or you don't. I mean, some people ask me, you know, how do you grow your beard, and they got patches all over, and I'm like, well, you're not going to be able to do it. Just plain and simple. You know, I have a lot of facial hair, but the top of my head is pretty bald, so I don't go around asking people how they grow their head. But you know, just growing it and maintaining it. You know, I take care of it like I would if I had hair on my head. I mean, I blow dry it, I condition it, I wash it with shampoo. You know, when I go to the barber, he shapes it up and keeps it clean.
Oh, he does a good job. He needs to get a tip. What about you? Because you're kind of off again, on again.
I guess I have the luxury of having both. I don't know. I think when I finally turned 30, I was able to grow a beard because it was pretty patchy.
So I'm going to ask you, you're going to be the casting director in the movie that Hollywood will inevitably make about you guys. Who plays the role of Mike Napoli?
I'd say somebody with a very similar physique, maybe The Rock. I don't know. I actually personally be like Marky Mark. You know, you can have Marky Mark, right? Because he doesn't like to wear a shirt either. So it works better.
All right, I'm asking you the same question. You're the casting director. Who do you get to play Cole over here?
Man, I'm gonna go John Travolta.
That's actually good.
Do I have his dance moves in there?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That's a blockbuster hit on our hands.
Why not?
Travolta, Marky Mark.
Yep.
All right, you guys are familiar, obviously, with scouting reports and watching video. If you had to face Cole at the plate, what do you look for in him to attack you with?
Oh, I mean, I have faced him.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have faced each other a few times.
So it's probably gonna bear that cutter in on my hands. Gonna show me up in the zone. Probably throw some off speed out of the zone. Maybe a little dead fish off the plate. Just change up, and probably just finish up and in.
When y'all faced each other, how did it turn out?
Oh, he hit a 2-run homer. Not too well. But I ended up getting him out later on in the game. I got him out last year, but he's always been tough. I mean, I always remember first time pitching against him when he was with Anaheim. It was both our second year, and then in Boston. I mean, I had to face him enough in spring training, so. As long as he doesn't hit the long ball, I'm okay. You know, because then I know at least I can try to double him up with the next guy behind him.
I like it. I like it because of the wheels.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So talk about meetings at the mound, right? Like there's a famous scene, I think it's Bull Durham. They're talking about wedding gifts and candlesticks. So when you guys go to the mound to meet, how often is it really strategy talk or the next guy coming up, or how often is it about what you're doing after the game, or any like great mound meeting stories?
I think it's different people. I mean, some guys are really into the game and have to be serious about what's going on, and then there's some guys that you kind of have to bust a joke to kind of get them loose. I think personalities, it's just everything's so different. As infielders, when the pitcher comes in and he's warming up, we joke around all the time. I mean, it's just what Elvis and Odor is just a comedy act. I mean, we're not talking about anything about the game. We're just talking about whatever. But there's nothing going on in baseball.
Okay. What's your most memorable mound meeting that you've had?
Well, most of them I don't think would end up on camera. There's probably a lot of four-letter words being tossed aside, but no, there's some pretty funny ones. I've had some in the past where you face a guy enough, and it's a crunch situation, and you've thrown them everything. Yeah. And I've had a few times where I've turned to either the shortstop or the second baseman and asked them, what should I throw this guy? And sometimes it catches them off guard because they don't want to be the person that dictates it could be a hit or it couldn't, but it just kind of relaxes the situation and then gets the focus back on the task at hand. But at least it kind of just gets a little bit of a separation, so that it's just not as serious all the time, because it's anytime a catcher's coming out or a pitching coach or the manager's coming out, it's because there's been some drama that's been going on, and you want to make sure that you put a halt to it.
What's your favorite nickname, and how'd you get it?
I mean, Beltray gave me Porterhouse. He said I'm like a big porterhouse steak. So I mean, that's kind of stuck around our clubhouse. I mean, people call me Nap, short for Napoli, but I think Porterhouse is a big hit in our clubhouse.
I like it. What about you, Cole?
When I first came up playing with Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, they both just started calling me Hollywood. I don't know if it's just because I'm from the West Coast, or other things that they were implying. But yeah, so it just kind of stuck, and I think just because I've played 10 years with those guys, it just kind of stuck in the league, and it's slowly making its way over to Texas.
I like it. It also ties in well with the John Travolta.
There we go. Exactly.
What's the one app that you can't live without?
The one app, Uber.
Okay.
I think that's a huge savings, because calling up a cab was always a disaster, and then knowing if the cab was going in the right direction is even worse. So Uber, you've got it all right there, and everything's straight to the point. Everything's good.
Okay. Same with you, or?
No.
One app you can't live without.
I like music, so I mean probably it's Spotify.
Okay.
Spotify a lot.
That's good. What's the one TV show that you could binge watch every episode of?
Oh man, I watch so many. I don't know if you guys seen Banshee.
Banshee.
Yeah, B-A-N.
S-H-E-E. Who's in it?
No one really. It's on Oxygen. Hallmark Channel. It's Cinemax. It's on Cinemax.
What's it about?
There's a lot of violence and.
Okay. It's a good name.
You got to be over probably 18. To watch it. It's a great show. Yeah.
Banshee. What about you?
I mean, I don't know who doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched that show since the very beginning. So I've watched that, and then I've binge watched Black Sails this start of this year, because I know it's the last season, and I think I watched that, ruined quite a few nights. So came into the field really exhausted, knowing that I was up until almost sunrise watching episode after episode.
Black Sail.
Yeah, so that was a good one. But I mean, I don't know. I grew up and I used to watch South Park a lot, so I mean that's always a show. If it's on, I always kind of hang and watch it to the very end.
It's classic.
Yeah.
The most played artist on your device of choice, who would that be?
Oh shoot. God, I mean I would probably either say Keith Urban or Eric Church. I don't know. Country just keeps coming up in my household, so. We stick to the country because I know when I go to the field it's going to be completely different. Yeah. Oh yeah, the locker room music's completely the opposite of that.
What about you?
Probably Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, I like hip hop, so